now, starting for the Pirates. Hitting leadoff, a senior from Cedar Park, Texas, center fielder number 27, Hayden Frazier. Batting second, a sophomore from LaVernia, Texas, designated hitter number 56, Lance Crucy. Hitting third, a first year from Frenchman, Texas, left fielder number 52, Maxwell Mims. Batting fourth, a sophomore from Houston, Texas, first baseman number 19, Preston Whitten. Hitting fifth, a sophomore from Houston, Texas, second baseman number 8, Jake Tanner. Batting sixth, a senior from Bowling, Texas, catcher number 10, Dan Montgomery. Hitting seventh, a senior from Richmond, Texas, right fielder number 34, Bryce Debs. Batting eighth, sophomore from Southlake, Texas, third baseman number 23, Henry Fisher. And hitting ninth, a sophomore from New Braunfels, Texas, shortstop number 42, William Sladina Works. And on the mound, a first year from Plano, Texas, number 64, Braden Anderson. The Pirates are led by head coach J.C. Bunch, assisted by Mike Montgomery, Scott Lacey, and Kevin Clark. It's time to stand your hats for the playing of our national anthem. Batting for TLU, third baseman, Alex Horman.
Well, it's a gorgeous day for baseball here in Georgetown, Texas, as We have the Texas Lutheran Bulldogs visiting the Southwestern Pirates. I'm Carl Schoening. Happy you guys joined us for this broadcast on SHN Sports. It's Kornman taking the first pitch. It's a swing and a miss for the TLU Bulldog, third baseman. So we get rolling here. Second pitch is a strike, and quickly down the count, 0-2 is Kornman. Nobody out, nobody on as we're here on the third pitch of the ball game. This one just misses low and away. Trying to get the corner is Anderson here. Anderson looking down the side and delivers the 1-2, a curveball that kind of hung a little bit. It's hitting foul territory and will go out of play as it was made chase by Witt. And Kornman will get back up to the plate. The 1-2 sent foul. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes here. Swung on, hitting the left, and again goes foul. Kornman making Anderson work here early on. The 1-2 just misses downstairs, count even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Anderson looking in. This one swung on, grounded to second, and grounded to short, and an easy play there for Simons Wirtz to get it over to first as Witt makes the squeeze for the first out of the ball game.
Number 14, second baseman, Austin Cologne.
Brings up Austin Cologne. Cologne steps in, left-handed batter. First pitch he sees, swings at a high fastball, and Anderson quickly ahead of the count, 0-1. The 0-1 just misses outside, and kind of even up, 1 ball, 1 strike here. 1 out, nobody on. This one swung on, hit over the shortstop's head into center field and makes it a base hit.
Next up, number 33, right fielder, Tyler Cawley.
So with Cologne on first, the second baseman for the Bulldogs reaching. Brings up Tyler Conley. Anderson looking in Colley here. Right fielder for the Bulldogs, third hitter in the order. 1 out and a runner on. Swings at the first pitch he sees and sends it fair down the first base line, and that'll get runners on first and second for the Bulldogs.
Next up, number 24, first baseman, Cole Irby.
Cole Irby now here with an opportunity to bring in the first run of the ball game. Runners at first and second. Anderson only one out on the board. Anderson checks the runners and sends in the first pitch here to Irby, and it's just downstairs for ball one. This one swung on, grounded past the third baseman, and we'll have one run waved around as coming around to score is Cauley, and give the RBI there to Irby. And the runners remain at first and second, and TLU strikes first with the first run of the ball game. Irby brings in the run.
Up next, number 44, designated hitter, Tyler Post.
Tyler Post, designated hitter, fifth hitter in the order, comes up to the plate now. Fouls back the first pitch from Anderson, and probably an inch away from sending that line drive up the middle. Timed it pretty well, just couldn't quite get the barrel where he wanted. The 0-1 misses outside. Anderson trying to get Post to chase. Good eye by him not to swing at the pitch outside. This one popped up high in the air, going towards center field and getting underneath it and making the squeeze for Southwestern.
Up next, shortstop number 9.
The center fielder Hayden Craig. That's out number 2, but the Bulldogs still up with one run. Runners on first and second here as Jimenez comes up to the plate. Joe Jimenez, the shortstop, sixth hitter in the order. 2 outs and 2 on. Anderson sends in the first pitch. It's a fastball that hits the lower half of the zone for strike one. One-two is grounded to second, and an easy play to get a fielder's choice, and a nice job from Tanner to connect with Wirtz, and that'll be out number 3. TLU, though, does bring in a run. 1-0 TLU as we head into the bottom of the first.
Every time your hands on me, I want to be a ray to shine. I can't deny the feeling that you're giving me. You lit the spark that set a fire. Ooh, oh, no. Don't run away from your love. Don't turn away from the heart of the groove, from the way that we move. Kill the lights we can't lose. Kill the lights and look quite happy. Close your eyes, you can see me by the way that I feel. Kill the lights and touch my body. Close your eyes, you can see me by the way that I feel. Come spin me around, let's get lost in the sound. Close your eyes, you can see me by the way that I feel. Touch my body, kill the lights tonight. Let's live a life. Tomorrow doesn't always come. Don't try to hide this.
Yeah, well, this man would've made me crazy. Might just turn around for 180. I ain't politicking, I ain't kissing no baby.
For the Pirates, center fielder number 27, Hayden Craig.
Hayden Craig leads things off here in the bottom of the first inning. TLU already with a 1-0 lead. The 1-2 fouled off here. Texas Lutheran pitcher Joe Birch gets his first strikeout of the day.
Thunder, heavy rain.
Coming up next, number 56, designated hitter, Lance Cruzy.
All insane. You ain't never gonna be the same.
Brings up Lance Cruzy. One out, nobody on. Here comes the pitch. It's fouled off. Cruzy trying to get something going here to answer back to the 1 run scored by TLU in the top. Swing and a miss on the 1-1. And Birch ready to go right again as he agrees to the sign. Sends it in, pitch outside. Good waste pitch trying to maybe get Cruzy to bite. Ball 2. 2-2 fouled off. Count remains the same. And the 1 bouncer goes right back to Birch. Birch with the nice reflexes makes the easy toss, and Irby will get the squeeze for out number 2.
Next up, left fielder, number 52, Maxwell Mims.
Maxwell Mims now coming up to the plate. 2 outs, nobody on. First pitch to Mim here. From Mims to Mim from Birch. Swing and a miss there as just barely getting a piece of that fastball. And an easy throw down the line. Out number 3, and we head into the top of the second.
Yeah, that's my old girlfriend. Saw her when she walked in. Her hair's a little longer, but she's still looking stronger than sin. Oh, I don't care if you buy her.
Let's see.
But she's not the kind of girl you think.
Oh, great.
Oh, 'cause back when they
let's
were
see.
loving, she thought cowboys were something.
Very many.
Now they ain't.
Yeah. Of course. Always. Well, not always, to be honest with you. It's just that it's not very ideal the way that we have it set up at the moment. Let's see if maybe
I ruined it for the rest of us when I left her standing in my dust. Oh, and lately she's been hating rodeos in Copenhagen trucks. Yeah, she's all the buckles, she's all her spurs. To her, you're just a heartache and a pearl snap shirt.
Coming up next, number 7, center fielder, Colin Monsinger. Number 8, catcher, Colin Docker.
so. Don't zoom in too much on those balls. Actually, try and keep it wide and try and get the play.
Okay.
But if you can, try and keep it that angle. But more or less, just try and keep it like that.
When there's, like, say the bases are loaded, do you want me to get all the runners?
Yeah, if you can.
Okay.
Number 3, left fielder, Caleb Bailey. Number 6, third baseman, Alex Kornman.
I'm about to just quit. That's what's going on. Y'all, for whatever reason, none of our transmitters work here. Like, none of them are working. Like, there's no reason that should be sending a signal right here. So, something in there is messing up.
Number 14, second baseman, Austin Cologne.
allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Ho, H to the O-V. I used to move snowflakes by the O. I guess even back then you can call me CEO of the ROC. Ho, fresh out the frying pan.
First baseman, number 19, Preston Witt. Number 8, second baseman, Jake Tanner. Number 10, catcher, Dan Montgomery.
Montgomery with a 1-2 count here. Sorry about all the technical difficulties, trying to get them straightened out here in the bottom of the second inning. TLU leads Southwestern 2-0. 2 runners on for the Pirates as Montgomery can potentially give the lead back with a swing of the bat. The next pitch outside and counts at 2-2. Birch trying to get out of this inning unscathed, but 2 on, nobody out. Pirates looking to get a rally here to tie it up, maybe take the lead. First of 2 games today. Next game scheduled for 5 o'clock, although it's kind of a fool's errand to schedule the second game of a doubleheader. A 2-2 fouled off. Count remains the same here to Montgomery. Witt and Tanner are the runners on, Witt on second and Tanner on first. The first and second baseman respectively for the Pirates, and the fourth and the fifth hitters in the order for Southwestern. They went down in order in the first inning, but it looks like they're getting something going here in the heart of their order. And that pitch inside makes the count full. Montgomery with a good eye as the pitch sort of came in on him, and we'll have a payoff pitch here. Birch working out of the stretch. Checks Witt and then sends in the payoff pitch. It's fouled off, and we'll do it again here in a moment. And a strike right down the middle, and Montgomery goes down looking for the first out of the bottom of the second.
Right fielder, Bryce.
One out, two on, brings up Bryce Debs, the right fielder for Southwestern. First plate appearance of the day. Birch taking a long look at second as Witt is dancing a little over there, and then this pitch is fouled off and goes towards the right side, heading out of play, and will not be caught. And then running into the fence trying to make chase there was Irby. Looks like Irby somehow, I was a little blocked off from the angle myself there. Looks like Irby somehow actually came up with the ball. So maybe it didn't quite go out of play, but it isn't the end of the at-bat for Debs. So he'll step back in, down 0-1 in the count. The runners at first and second take their lead. Debs check swings on a curve ball that ends up in the dirt. He pulled it back in time for that to be registered as a ball. And it's a ball and a strike here, one out. Oh, I beg your pardon. The umpire, I thought he cleared him of any on the check swing, but instead he said it's 2 strikes, so now it is 0-2. And then that foul ball will keep the count 0-2, and Debs remains alive. He's going to have to shorten up his swings to go at anything close here. Pirates got couple runners on here with their first 2 plate appearances, and they're trying to make something out of it as that pitch ends up in the dirt, and now it's ball 1. The 1-2 just finds the low inside corner, and pulling the string on Montgomery, or excuse me, Debs is the home plate umpire, and 2 outs, 2 on. Henry Fisher comes up to the plate, third baseman for the Pirates, trying to make sure that the work of Witt and Tanner to get on the base paths with no outs doesn't go to waste. Fisher, the 8th hitter in the order. Fouls off the first pitch. That one finds the lower half of the strike zone, and Fisher down 0-2 in the count. Swing and a miss, and that'll be the end of the bottom of the first. Southwestern able to get 2 runners on with no outs, but then can't capitalize. So we head into the top of the 3rd, and TLU remains ahead 2-0. We'll be back in a moment on SHN Sports.
Number 33, right fielder, Tyler Colley.
Colley will lead things off for TLU here in the top of the 3rd inning. Anderson still on here for his 3rd inning of work, and on the 0-1 pitch, it's sent into center field, and making the catch on the run is Craig for Southwestern, and that's 1 away for Anderson here in the top of the 3rd inning. 2 pitches, 1 out, nice efficiency as he's starting to work from behind. So, you know, that usually means when you're down, you might have to be a little more aggressive heading into the strike zone, and now he'll face Cole Irby with 1 out, nobody on. Foul tip there as that one goes foul down the first base line. Irby swinging at the first pitch he sees here from Anderson. Probably going to see a fair amount of that as Anderson will be, again, trying to get into that strike zone a little more often and get out of these innings a little quicker. He's working out of the windup. The 0-1 pitch. This one fouled off, and no balls, 2 strikes. Irby, the first baseman for the Bulldogs, takes a moment here to get himself collected before he heads back into that right-handed batter box. The 0-2 fouled off again. Nice job making contact there by Irby as he was well ahead of that one and a little bit pinched as the pitch came inside. Swings at this one, and it's a slow roller over to 3rd, and Fisher gets it to 1st in time, and making the squeeze for the out there is Witt, and out number 2 here in the top of the 3rd. Anderson keeping the Bulldogs off of the bases. Brings up Tyler Post. Post designated hitter, 0 for 1 on the day. Left-handed batter going up against the right-handed Anderson. Swings at the first pitch he sees and fouls it down the first base line. The 0-1 here. Anderson sends that one in the dirt, and Post does a good job not even really thinking about it as he steps out and gets right back into the batter box. Wide stance. Say both feet are on the chalk on the top and bottom of the box. Here's the 1-1. Also in the dirt, Anderson just missing that lower half of the strike zone on the last 2 pitches. That pitch misses high and outside. Three-one pitch, swing and a miss. Nice pitch there as Post thought he had it, but good movement from Anderson. And Anderson can get out of this inning with the next pitch. This one grounded to second, and will get into the outfield for a 2-out single by Tyler Post as the hitter does his job and gets on and will set up for Jimenez here. Joe Jimenez steps in, right-handed batter. He's 0 for 1 on the day, and Anderson sends in a pitch that misses low and outside. One-0. Fouled off and counted a ball and a strike here for Jimenez as Anderson got the first 2 outs, and then Post was able to get on with a 2-out single. Anderson giving up a run in the first and the second. Trying to break that trend here in the third. Jimenez with a good eye as that pitch just misses low and outside. Anderson maybe trying to get him to chase a little bit. Had some nice movement as it started in the strike zone and just ended up outside. This one's sent into right center field. It'll drop for a base hit, and Post will try and go for 3 at third base, and he does as the single to move Post over to first, hit by Joe Jimenez, and the Pirates now having to deal with runners on the corners after getting the first 2 outs recorded with nobody on. Brings up the center fielder, Motzinger. He has an opportunity here to drive in one more run. Motzinger 1 for 1 on the day. Runners at the corner take their lead, and Anderson sends that pitch outside. Anderson out of the stretch. Thought about trying to get a pickoff move to Jimenez on first. He scampers back, and Anderson will bring his focus back to Motzinger. That pitch ends up in the dirt. A good block right there for Montgomery, as that one could have easily gotten away from him perhaps, and maybe, even though Post doesn't look like the speediest guy there on third, you'd ever want any kind of error happening around with a runner on third, but Jimenez does make it over to second. Now Anderson dealing with a tough situation. 2 runners in scoring position. A curveball that finds the heart of the strike zone, and I think in that particular case, Matsuger was trying to see if that one would drop below the strike zone. It didn't, and the first strike in his count. 2-1 here from Anderson. Swing and a miss, and the count even up at 2 balls, 2 strikes, just like that on 2 pitches from Anderson. The 2-2 grounded to second, and play all the way over to first, and a nice diving stop made by Tanner. He gets it to Witt in time to record out number 3 before Post can come around to score, and that'll be how the top of the 3rd inning ends as Anderson gets out of it unscathed. Scary situation there with runners at 2nd and 3rd. Oh, 2 outs, the final out recorded before Post can make his way the 90 feet away, and thanks to the great defensive play there by Tanner. We head into the bottom of the 3rd. It's 2-0 TLU over Southwestern.
But a war is known to change a man, and the whiskey's known to change a man. That's not me. I really drink from the bottle, but I'll smoke a little weed. I still live in the sticks where you wouldn't go, in a town of 1,200 off an old dirt road, and a country boy is all I'll ever be. Now it's been 12 years since I sold my soul to the devil in LA. He said,
Next up, shortstop, number 42, William Slanina Wirtz.
So Amina Wirtz leads things off here in the bottom of the 3rd. He sends a grounder to short, and would have been an easy play, turned into a little bit harder there as Jimenez sends the throw a little bit low to Irby, but it's still the first out recorded here in the bottom of the 3rd, and that brings up for the Pirates the top of the order, Craig. Craig working against Birch and looks at the first pitch as a strike. The 0-1 just misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Bottom of the 3rd, 2-0 the lead here for TLU. This one lined right to the shortstop and caught without it hitting the dirt by Jimenez, and that's out number 2.
Designated hitter, Lance Cruz.
Nice contact there by Craig, but couldn't get it where they aren't, and with 2 outs, nobody on, Lance Crucy comes up to the plate. First pitch misses high and outside. Ball 1. Crucy 0 for 1 on the day. Getting his 2nd plate appearance against Birch, and Birch sends in nice movement on that pitch for a strike. Hits the upper half of the strike zone. One grounded up the middle, but Jimenez able to shade over and make the grab behind second base and gets it over to Irby in time to record the 3rd out. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and no runners left on for the Pirates. We head into the top of the 4th inning, TLU with a 2-0 lead.
5-star reservations. I got spaghetti, a cheap bottle of wine. Don't need no concert in the city. I got a stereo and the best of Patsy Cline. Ain't got no caviar, no Dom Perignon. But as far as I can see, I got everything I want. 'Cause I got a roof over my head, the woman I love laying in my bed. And it's alright, alright. I got shoes under my feet, forever in the eye staring back at me. And it's alright, alright. Yeah, I got all I need. And it's alright by me. Maybe later on we'll walk down to the river, lay on a blanket and stare up at the moon. It may not be no French Riviera, but it's all the same to me as long as I'm with you. Maybe a simple life, but that's okay. Yeah. If you ask me, baby, I think I've got it made. 'Cause I got a
Number 8, catcher, Colin Docker.
Top of the 4th inning, a new pitcher in the game as Anderson's day is done here in this non-conference game. The pitcher for the Pirates is number 47, Brooks Raby. First pitch he sends in is a strike. That one just misses. Couldn't quite tell you what was wrong with it. Looked good from my angle. I must have thought it was just a little bit outside as Colin Docker steps in for his first plate appearance. Fastball that was swung on and sent into foul territory, and it's heading out of play, but that one actually drops just in play, but fell before either of the Bulldogs, the Pirates that were chasing after it could reach it, and it'll be a long strike 2. Brooks Raby, the sophomore, appeared in 2 games so far, pitched 2 1/3 innings. Yet to record an ERA as zeros across the board, and then an error here will bring up a runner on as Colin Docker sent it to short, and that was a tough bobble of the ball, as I think that might have gotten a little bit hard for Selena Wirtz to handle. So Docker officially 0 for 2 on the day as Maley comes up. Hit by pitch puts runners on first and second here for TLU.
Alex Kornman.
Brings us back to the top of the order, Alex Kornman. The runners take their lead. Kornman looking to bring in a run here. It shows bunt. Actually, I think he's looking to sacrifice. That's probably the smart play. He'll try and want to send it down the third base line as the first pitch goes outside from Raby, and maybe he'll be a little more apparent with his bunting here on the 1-0. Gorman swings away at this one, sends it high in the air, and it'll go over to right field, and not deep enough for a tag-up opportunity for Docker to advance. So the catch made there in right field by Debs will be out number 1, and the runners at first and second will remain where they are.
Second baseman, Austin Cologne.
Austin Cologne now comes up to the plate. It's 1 for 2 on the day. Cologne takes another hit by pitch here, and that loads the bases for the Bulldogs.
Number 33, right fielder, Tyler Cawley.
Brings up Tyler Cawley, bases loaded, 1 out. And Brooks Raby in a bit of a tough situation here as he steps on the mound. Bases loaded, 1 out. Out of the stretch. Not even worried about the runners as he sends the pitch inside. Just misses. I think it was a slider right there as it started into the strike zone and moved outside. The 1-0. Swung on and grounded foul down the third base side. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. 2-0 lead for TLU here in the top of the 4th inning. The 1-1 sent into right field. This one's going deep and caught just in front of the warning track, and not deep, and it will be deep enough for a tag up here, as that'll add 1 more run on as the catch was made by Debs. And coming around to score is Docker.
Number 24.
As Kornman gets to third. Lopkowitz is in right, I beg your pardon there, was just updated. 2 outs now. Runners on the corners for the Bulldogs. And a fastball just misses as Irby, I guess, had a good eye right there. Close pitch. This one is low and away, and it's 2 balls, no strikes here for Raby to Irby, and Irby was 1 for 2 on the day, looking to add another RBI. And that 2-0 just misses low and outside. 3 balls, no strikes. Raby really close on some good pitches that are being peppered around the strike zone. He's got to find the corners just a little bit better, and he'll start registering those strikes here as he does find the corner this time. And Irby might have thought that one was coming inside and didn't quite break as much as he thought, and he looks at strike 1. The 3-1, a check swing pulled back, and the pitch misses outside. That walk loads the bases, and
Number
will bring up
44,
the
hitter,
designated hitter, Tyler Post. Post 1 for 2. And it seems like we're going to have a conference on the mound. We'll take a break here on SHN Sports. Texas Lutheran leads it 3-0, and they have the bases loaded with their designated hitter coming up to the plate. And it looks like we'll have a pitching change as well.
Pitching change, now entering the game, number 17, Grant Daughtry.
Persevere, yeah, ain't nobody leaving, nobody going home. Even if they turn the lights out, the show is going on. Alright, the show goes on till the morning. We dream so strong. Anybody ever wonder when they will see the sun? Just remember when it comes up, the show goes on. Alright, the show goes on till the morning. We dream so long. Anybody ever wonder?
Trying his hand at pitching is Brad Daughtry here as he comes into a tough situation. He inherits runners on all the bases and the designated hitter coming up to the plate, Tyler Post. 2 outs though, so he could potentially just worry about Post and try and get out of this top of the 4th inning where already 1 run has come across the plate for the Bulldogs, and he finds the strike zone on the outer half for the first pitch to Post. The 0-1 is slapped past the second baseman, Tanner, and that'll bring in 2 runs here, and TLU now makes it 3 runs scored in the top of the 4th and 5 runs scored overall in the ball game. And just a tough situation there for Daughtry as he comes in with bases loaded. But now Joe Jimenez coming up to the plate with runners on the corners. Another opportunity for Daughtry to try and get out of the inning. That pitch misses upstairs, inside a little bit too, to make Jimenez kind of duck away for a moment. That pitch finds the lower half of the strike zone, and it's a ball and a strike. Jimenez facing Daughtry the first time out of the stretch. He sends a line drive right back to Daughtry. It goes up the middle. That'll bring in a run as Jimenez gets the RBI single. Post moves over to second, and this is a 4-run 4th inning for the Bulldogs.
Motzinger.
Brings up Motzinger. He has Post in scoring position, although he'd be fine just trying to make contact and keep this 2-out rally going for TLU. Motzinger 1 for 2 on the day. Daughtry takes a big side, checks the runner Post, and then sends a pitch in that falls south of the strike zone, and ball 1 here to Motzinger. Center fielder for TLU. Doesn't even leave the batter box. Fastball catches the low outside corner, and it's a ball and a strike here as Daughtry finds the strike zone. One inside. Nice job by Motzinger not to flinch a little bit as that one got a little close to for comfort for the knees for my taste. I kind of thought he might step away, but really good eye to record ball 2. Out in dirt. Solid job by Montgomery to block that pitch so the runners stay at first and second. Daughtry still trying to record his first out here in the top of the 4th as he came in relief, and now a grounder hit past third base, goes into left field. Post to be waved around, and he'll get across home to score the 5th run here in the top of the 4th inning. So Post scores the run scored by, the RBI given to Motzinger. And that brings up Colin Docker. He's 0 for 2 on the day, and he's looking to get in on this 2-out rally that TLU has going on. A run scored in the 1st and the 2nd inning for the Bulldogs, now 5 here in the 4th. Daughtry finds his pitch. Inside, ball 1. Docker, the catcher, will have to put his catcher's gear on after this if things go according to Daughtry's way. The 1-0 misses high and tight, and probably comes a few inches away from sending Docker to first and loading the bases. Instead, it's ball 2. Is a fastball that's slapped into shallow center field. It'll bounce and it'll bring around a run. Throw was close, but not close enough to make the base runner Jimenez worry as he scores the 6th run in the 4th inning for the Bulldogs. And
left fielder
Motzinger moves to 3rd as Docker gets on the base paths for the first time today. He sits at 1st, and there will be a conversation on the mound. 6 runs scored in this top of the 4th inning, and it's 8-0. TLU leads Southwestern. We'll take a break on SHN.
Pitching change for the Pirates. Now on the mound, number 24, Nathan Special.
I can't keep my mind off you. Where you at? Do you mind if I come through?
I'm out of this world, coming into my planet. Bitch, on a level you think that you can handle it.
They call me Thomas, last name Crown. Recognize game, I'ma lay mine down.
I'm a big girl, I can
Nathan Fetchel, the junior right-handed pitcher, comes on to the mound for his second appearance of the season. He's pitched 2 2/3 innings. He's given up 3 hits, 4 runs. All 4 of those were earned. Walked 3 batters and struck out 4.
Number 3, fielder Caleb Bailey.
And now we're back to live action here. The first batter that Fetchel will see is the 9th hitter in the order, Caleb Maley. Curveball misses downstairs, and good job moving over to second by Docker, as that would have been a tough play for Montgomery to get it down the middle. And Docker moves into scoring position here, and only for a moment there was there not a runner on second, as it's been a tough inning for Southwestern, as they've given up 6 runs and they've gone through 3 pitchers, and they are down 10 pitchers coming into this ball game. So just the moment a tough go. 1-1. Misses in the dirt, and again Montgomery does a good job keeping it in front of him, as for a moment there it looked like Matzinger was going to try and come in from third. 2 outs, 2 balls, 1 strike here to Maley. The pitch is a curveball that finds the lower half of the zone, and now a strike away from getting out of the inning are the the Pirates. Both teams wearing black and yellow as their primary colors, and Pirates wearing the white jerseys today. Bulldogs wearing the yellow jerseys with black sleeves. 2-2 in the dirt. Montgomery also keeping it in front of him. You might be able to hear the Bulldogs letting Matzinger at third know not to try and come from third. Good communication there. It is kind of the one thing about no fans being here, is that you're able to much more clearly hear the conversations happening that are intended for just the players usually. 3-2. Swung on, this one hitting the deep center field, but won't be much movement there, as it is the final out recorded in a 6-run top of the 4th inning by Craig. And that'll take us into the bottom of the 4th. Texas Lutheran leads 8-0. Be back in a moment on SHN. Eight to nothing your score here, bottom of the 4th inning. A long rest for Birch as the starting pitcher for Texas Lutheran starts this 4th inning of work. Brings up Maxwell Mims. Mims 0 for 1, coming up to the plate for the 2nd time this afternoon. Fastball that finds the heart of the strike zone for strike 1 as Mims allows that pitch to pass. Birch working out of the windup. Apologies, the wind knocking our center field camera out of shot for the right field batter. Here's a grounder hit to second. It's bobbled for a moment, but the throw is not in time. Mims gets on, and That's a error probably, as the Pirates will take it and get a runner on. Preston Witt will step up with Mims on first. Birch so far done a good job keeping his pitches in the lower half of the strike zone, so even though the Pirates make some contact, they tend to be grounders. That pitch misses outside, ball one. Mims takes his lead from first. Working out of the stretch now, Birch checks the runner and sends a pitch to the low outside corner for strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike, no outs. Birch decides to make Mims dive back head first for a pickoff attempt, and Mims got back safely. Tag was applied, but well short for Irby, who I think is more interested in just keeping Mims close to the bag as Mims takes off for second. It does look like a pitch out attempt here, and safe is Mims as he's able to get to second base. So a nice stolen base there by Maxwell Mims, and the Pirates have a runner in scoring position. The 2-1 to Witt. Misses outside. 3 balls, 1 strike. And Birch maybe showing some signs of losing his rhythm after a long top of the 4th inning. Having a little trouble finding that pace that got him through the first few innings. Does find the lower half of the strike zone there, and a swing and a miss, and 3 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch inside, and that's a walk. So Mims still gets credit for the stolen base, but it turns out it wasn't that big of a deal, as now Witt gets on. Brings up Tanner. Jake Tanner, second baseman. Steps up to the plate. Swing and a miss, and a hit and run was on as both runners take off, and they're able to get to second and third safely. A throw to first, and Mims was unable to be tagged in time. So Southwestern has a little something going here after giving up 6 runs in the top of the 4th. It looks like they might be able to get at least 1 run across here, as they're hoping for as many as they can. Tanner hits this one into shallow center field, and a tag up here for Mims, and the play at the plate is a throw high over the catcher's head, as unable to reach for that one was Docker, and goes to the backstop where Birch has to chase it down, and that allows
number 10
Witt to make it all the way to third, and the sacrifice fly does its job and also sets up another opportunity for sacrifice fly. The Pirates on the board, and now Montgomery has an opportunity here to do the same and maybe make it a 2-run inning for Southwestern. A pitch going away on the first offering from Birch. Grounder goes right to third. It'll be an easy play, as just a quick glance to
number 9
keep Witt at
right
third,
fielder,
and
Ted
then
Loftus.
Kornman makes the throw across the diamond, and the squeeze in time by Irby retires Montgomery.
Pull up the motorcades. I got a show today.
Brings up Ted Lobkowitz. Looks at the first pitch for a ball as it misses low and outside by Birch. Lobkowitz now in right field. Need a base hit here to bring across a run, and Birch does a good job finding the low outside corner on the 1-0, and count even up at a ball and a strike. 2 outs and 1 run scored here in the bottom of the 4th inning for Southwestern. They trail by 7 to Texas Lutheran. The 1-1 fouled off, and Lobkowitz is in the hole 1-2. Swing and a miss. He got a foul tip piece of that, and then the pitch was dropped there after the foul tip. So Lobkowitz will have an opportunity to stay at bat here. Docker almost caught that, which would have recorded the out, but just fell out of his mitt the last second. 1-2. This one is a slow roller. It seems like rotating over will be the first baseman for the Bulldogs. A nice job by Irby to get it to Birch, who came over to cover. And although that one was slow, it does make Lobkowitz retired, and that will end the inning. 1 run does score for the Pirates, so they get on the scoreboard. They trail at 8-1 here on SHN.
Number 6, third baseman, Alex Cornman.
Back to the top of the order here in the top of the 5th inning. Alex Cornman will lead things off here as Nate Fetchel will start his 2nd inning of work. This pitch sent over to right field, and Lobkowitz will make the catch for out number 1. So 1 pitch, 1 out. Fetchel will take that kind of efficiency.
Number 14, Austin Cologne.
Brings up Austin Cologne, 1 out, nobody on. 7-run lead here for the Bulldogs over the Pirates. They're looking to add on to it, obviously, here in the top of the 5th inning. Fetchel out of the stretch despite nobody on the base paths. First pitch rolls down the first baseline, and nice enough play there for Witt to read that one as he caught it in foul territory and was able to apply the tag. Brings up Tyler Colley. 2 outs, nobody on. Fastball misses downstairs, ball 1 to Colley. The 1-0. This one sent into deep left field, and just in front of the warning track, it'll be caught. Nice read by Mims there to record the third out of the top of the fifth, and we head into the bottom of the fifth. No runs for the Bulldogs in the top of the fifth inning, and they lead it 8-1.
Jeans that fit just right, and the radio. Well, I was raised up beneath the shade of a Georgia pine, and that's home, you know, sweet tea, pecan pie, homemade wine, where the peaches grow. In my house, it's not much to talk about, but it's filled when love is grown in southern ground, and a little bit of chicken fried. Cold beer on a Friday night, a pair of jeans that fit just right, and the radio. I like to see sunrise, see the love in my woman's eyes.
Number 23, third baseman, Henry Fisher.
Henry Fisher will lead things off here for the Pirates, and he looks at a strike that is the low outside corner in the bottom of the fifth inning. On the mound for his fifth inning of work is Birch. Sent over to the third, and easy enough play for the Bulldogs.
Shortstop, William.
As Kornman gets it across in time to Irby and retires Fisher. Brings up Selena Wirtz. One out, nobody on. Ninth hitter in the order. 0 for 1 on the day. Burt sends in a pitch, but it misses high. Having to come out of his catcher's squat there was Docker. Always good practice to make sure it doesn't get past even though nobody's on. And a foul tip here. Makes count 1-1. One pitch, fouled off. Selena Wirtz now down the count. A ball and 2 strikes. Birch wasted no time working out of the windup. Agreed to the side, but misses his target as goes downstairs, and 2 balls, 2 strikes. One out here in the bottom of the fifth, and a swing and a miss will retire Selena Wirtz. 2 outs now brings us back to the top of the order.
Adam Wirtchen.
But a new batter, Adam Wirtchen, will take Henry Craig's spot. So Wirtchen here steps up. Birch sends in a strike. Birch working on a 2-hitter, 1-error ball game. And another strike there. Quickly down in the count. Check swing there. Got a little piece of it, put it in play, but Wirtchen was unable to get to first in time, as a nice job by Docker to get it to Irby to record out number 3 in the bottom of the fifth. We head to the top of the sixth, 8-1, still the score. The Bulldogs ahead of the Pirates.
Number 24, Cole Irby.
Irby here to lead things off here in the top of the 6th inning. 8-1 lead for the Bulldogs. Vetchel still on the mound, 3rd inning of work. He's found a little bit of a rhythm. He came in during that big 6-run top of the 4th. Irby down 1-2. Grounder that goes into center field. And Irby gets a base hit to lead things off here in the top of the 6th.
Designated hitter number 44, Tyler Post.
Brings up the DH, Tyler Post, 5th hitter in the order, and he's 2 for 3 on the day. Vetchel dealing with a runner on, nobody out. Pitch misses upstairs. Ball 1. Irby dives in safe at first. As Vetchel's trying to keep him close, he got a little bit further past the cut than he liked, so had to try and make him dive back in and get that uniform dirty. 1-0. Post sends that one just foul down the first baseline. And on the attempt to try and pick off Irby, that one just goes out of the hands of Witt, but Witt got his glove on it, I should say, and make it stay nearby him. And Irby, who had to retreat, didn't quite realize it got away and didn't go really far enough for him to try and take second, so he remains at first. Count remains 1-1 here to Post. Vetchel checks the runner. And a time is asked for and granted to Post, as Vetchel did take a little bit longer than normal. Of course, always a risk asking for time as a batter. Usually it'll be granted to you, but it's always up to the umpire's discretion. In that particular case, Vetchel thought about it a little too long, and then a throw down just gets out of the hands there, as that one was caught for just a moment by Selena Wirtz, and a nice throw that didn't quite get, it got there in time, but wasn't quite like pretty enough, I guess, if you know what I mean, as the catcher Montgomery had the eye to see Irby get the takeoff from first, but just didn't quite get it to Selena Wirtz. It was a tough catch, kind of a good throw, but just overall a result of Irby, who had a couple throws over from Vetchel to try and keep him close to the bag, ends up in a steal. 1-2 misses outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out as Irby walks away from second for his lead. This one blooped into left field and will stay fair down the third base line. Being waved around is Irby, and it'll be a double for Post, who makes it to second. And 9-1 now the score as the first run of the top of the 6th comes across.
Up next, number 9, shortstop, Joe Jimenez.
Brings up Joe Jimenez. Jimenez with Post on second, taking his lead. The first pitch misses downstairs. Ball 1. Jimenez 2 for 3 on the day. Shortstop and the 6th hitter in the order for the Bulldogs. Vetchel takes a stretch. And it's a foul down the first base line. The 1-1. Curve ball that finds the lower half of the zone, and Vetchel does a nice job to kind of catch Jimenez off guard with usually a pitch that ends up. I think Jimenez saw it well and wanted to dare that pitch to find the strike zone. One-two. This one grounded, and a nice backhand stop, but no throw sent as Jimenez gets the base hit, and Selena Wirtz makes a nice defensive play, but that was too much of a slow roller to really get a throw off, and Jimenez at first, Post at third, and Motzinger comes up to the plate here with runners on the corners. Nine to 1. 8-run lead for the Bulldogs. Top of the 6th, nobody out. Vetchel in his first real bind since that 4th inning where 6 runs were given up and he inherited a tough situation. And here's Montgomery trying to send it to Selena Wirtz, but the base is stolen, and you can give Jimenez credit for the stolen base as a much better throw there, but just a faster Jimenez, and runners at second and third now will take their lead as Motzinger steps back in. Swing and a miss. Makes it a ball and a strike here for Motzinger, who's 2 for 3 on the day. Jimenez at second, Post at third. The 1-1. Curveball downstairs. Ball 2. Two on in the dirt. 3 balls, 1 strike. Waiting on deck is the catcher, Docker. 3-1 pitch. Curveball catches the inner half of the strike zone, and now it's a full count here on Motzinger. The payoff pitch. This one fouled off, heads out of play on the first base side. No Pirates even bothering to make chase and waste some energy on that. Three-two, fouled off again. Pretty much to the same spot as it goes out of play, and again, just barely worth the look there from Witt, who just kind of saw where it landed as he knew that there wasn't any chance there to record the out. This one sent foul on the left field side and ends up in the bullpen for the Pirates. Vetchel really having to work for this first out here with the best opportunity here against Motzinger. And Motzinger staying alive, basically shortening up his swing here on pretty much anything close. And Vetchel will have to send it in close because of the 3-ball count. And that pitch misses downstairs. Motzinger with a good eye will have a walk, and the bases are loaded.
Number 8, catcher, Colin Docker.
Colin Docker comes up to the plate now. Bases loaded, nobody out. 1 run already scored here in the top of the 6th for the Bulldogs. Vetchel misses low and inside. Ball 1. Vetchel's curveball finds the low inside corner. Docker with an opportunity to bring in a run or two here with the bases loaded, nobody out. And here is the 1-1 and misses inside, 2 balls and a strike. Now to the TLU catcher. The 8th hitter in the order wears number 8, and he's 1 for 3 on the day. The 2-1 pitch. Curveball that comes inside, and 3 balls and a strike here as Vetchel will really need to focus in on getting this into the strike zone so he avoids walking in a run. Shakes off the first sign he sees. Finds the one he likes out of the stretch now. I don't think he's worried about the runners. He's worried about the strike zone. And he sends into 3-1 and misses low and inside. And Docker with the good eye, will draw the walk. And that walks in Tyler Post from third.
Caleb Maley.
Brings up Caleb Maley, as now the score is 10-1. 2 runs scored here in the top of the 6th inning. Nobody out. Bases loaded. Corners playing in here as they perhaps want to play for the squeeze. And we'll see if this is the end of Vetchel's afternoon, as we'll have a conference on the mound. We'll take the break here on SHN.
Pitching change for the Pirates. Now on the mound, number 5, Luke Richards.
Luke Richards, the new pitcher for Southwestern. So far on the season, the junior righty has appeared in one game for 2 innings. Gave up 2 hits, 2 runs. Both of them were earned. Walked a batter and struck out 2. ERA of 9. He inherits the bases loaded and nobody out. At the plate here, the 9th hitter in the order, Malley. He crowds the plate, and that leads to strike 1 as the first pitch getting off on the right foot is Richards. Malley 0 for 2 on the day. Out of the stretch, Richards with a high leg kick, curveball that doesn't quite curve, and nice job to come out of his catcher's squat to get that one by Montgomery. The 0-1 finds the low outside corner, and a ball and 2 strikes now here to Malley, and Richards trying to help out his own cause by jumping ahead and getting his first out, getting the first out of the inning on his first batter. 1-2. Again, the curveball just doesn't quite drop the way he wants it. Really trying to work on that power curve, it seems. Maybe enter the strike zone with the curveball. That one goes high. 2 balls, 2 strikes here to Malley from Richards, who is facing the first batter. Bases loaded. Swung on, grounded to first, and that one was deflected. But Witt unable to grab it, and a run comes across to score. Wait, so they call it foul here as the runners will return to their positions. I'm not quite sure why. Jimenez heads over to third. And all the runners remain where they are. So I thought that was fair. Missed kind of what happened there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. I suppose it was foul here as Richards will send in the 2-2. Curveball this time that is sent foul down the third base line. Count remains 2-2. Jimenez at third. Motzinger at second, and Docker at first. Malley here will send this one into left field, and I don't think this will be deep enough for a sacrifice, as shading over from short is Salinas Wirtz. And he records the first out of the inning as Richards comes in and gets his first batter out. As
Second baseman, number 14, Austin Cologne.
Richards will take it on the kind of confusion of why that wasn't a error on the pitch to Witt, and now comes back to the top of the order, Alex Kornman. Or excuse me, Austin Cologne. Cologne looks at the first pitch for a ball. That pitch ends up in the dirt. 2 balls, no strikes. So I beg your pardon, as I think there was an issue there where it was Kornman who just recorded the second out. Malley, on that one play that Whitman deflected and dived for the pitch, ended up out somehow. And now here is Richards with 2 outs and the bases loaded, pitching to Cologne. The 3-0. Fastball in the dirt, and that'll walk in a run as Cologne will take his base, and the third run of the 6th inning comes across, and it's a 10-run lead, 11-1 for the Bulldogs. Now Tyler Colley comes up, bases loaded, 2 outs. Curveball finds the middle of the strike zone. Richards was looking for that earlier on here in this outing here in the top of the 6th inning, and now I think he's starting to find it. The rotation he needs. Swing and a miss here as that one gets away from the catcher, and a run will come in to score. Coming in from third is Motzinger, and then advancing is Docker to third as well as Cologne. So at second now, and it's now 12-1 here in the top of the 6th inning. A 4-run top of the 6th, as well as a 6-run top of the 4th, doing a lot of damage here for the Bulldogs, and 1 run scored in both the top of the 1st and the 2nd. Pirates were able to put a run up in the bottom of the 4th inning. They trail by 11 at the moment. Misses upstairs. Ball 1. Big thanks to Glenn Schwab, who is the athletic director here at Southwestern, helping us out with that center field camera that's unmanned. The wind blowing it all over the place. And then a called strike 3. Must have caught that low inside corner. Not really agreeing with the call based off his body language was Tyler Colley. And that ends a 4-run top of the 6th inning. 12-1 your score. The Bulldogs on top of the Pirates as we head into the bottom of the 6th. 11-run lead for TLU.
Designated hitter number 56, Lance Crucy.
Lance Crucy will lead things off for the Pirates here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Birch stays in for his 6th inning of work, and a swing and a miss from Crucy on a nice pitch from Birch for a strike one here in the bottom of the 6th. The 0-1 was fouled off, and now he's down 0-2 in the count. Birch out of the windup will send in the 0-2. This one slapped in the left field, and a base hit for Crucy.
Up next, left fielder number 52, Maxwell Mims.
Brings up Maxwell Mims, one on, nobody out. Left fielder for the Pirates, third hitter in the order, is 1 for 2. This one sent over into right field, and Crucy will round second. He's going to be held up at third and give Mims a stand-up double as he advances the runner and helps the Pirates here as they're in kind of a do-or-die situation. Not quite yet, as it is a 10-run rule after 7 innings that at the moment the Pirates would be subject to if they were not able to score 2 runs in the next 9 outs and also keep the Pirates from scoring any in the 7th. Preston Wick comes up and takes the first pitch for a ball. Joe Birch, the right-handed junior, has had a really solid game out of Geronimo, Texas. And he sends the 1-0 low and inside for a strike. Birch out of the stretch. Runners at second and third, the 1-1. Strike 2 as he finds that same on a low outside corner. Whip back in that left-handed batter box. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and fouled off. He'll stay alive. One-two's a curveball, finds that low outside corner that Birch was able to register the first 2 strikes on, and not quite sure that Witt agrees with that call, but he walks back to the dugout after going down looking. Records out number 1 here as Jake Tanner comes up to the plate. 5th hitter in the order, second baseman. Swings at the first pitch he sees and slaps it to short, and a rundown now as 1 run will come across from Crucy, and they're trying to, instead of get that easy out, go for the lead runner that they could, and just able to evade everybody there was Mims, and he was able to get to third. Well, I will give him credit for that because I thought he might have been tagged, but hey, he found a way to kind of avoid the tag and get to third, and yeah, 12-2 now your score as Crucy comes across to score, and it's only a 10-run lead here for Southwestern. Runners on the corner for the Pirates as we bring up Montgomery. Daniel Montgomery Jr., the catcher, 5'10", 190, out of Bowling, Texas, looks to the first pitch for a strike. The 0-1 hit high in the air going over to center field, and this one will be caught on the warning track. And one run will score as the sacrifice does its job. Mims comes across the plate. Motzinger with the good hustle, and then we score the run, but they must have just caught Montgomery off of the bag there, throwing it back to first, and that ends the bottom of the 6th inning. 2 runs come across the plate, and the Pirates only trail by 9 now after trailing by 11 to start the inning. We head into the top of the 7th. It's 12-3. Bulldogs coming back to the plate when we return on SHN.
Pitching change for the Pirates. On the mound now, number 12, Kyle Porter.
Kyle Porter now on the mound for his first appearance of the season, pitching for the Pirates. Porter, the righty, 6'5", 215 freshman from Carrollton, Texas. Went to Newman Smith High School. Finishes up his warm-up pitches, and we'll start the top of the 7th. Brings up the first baseman and 4th hitter in the order, Cole Irby. Irby, right-handed batter. Step up to the plate. Sends in the first pitch. It's a chopper that bounces to third, and a throw across the diamond, and Fisher gets it to Witten time for out number 1. Irby was retired on the first pitch he sees. Tyler Post now, who's 3 for 4 on the day, will step in, left-handed batter.
Number 44, designated hitter, Tyler Post.
Facing Porter for the first time, obviously, as Porter coming into his first inning of work. That one misses high and outside, as having to get out of his squat was Montgomery. the 1-0. Fastball misses outside. 2 balls, no strikes. 1 out here in the top of the 7th. 12-3 the score. TLU over Southwestern. Two-0 slapped in the air going to left field, and making the catch for the Pirates is Mims, and that's 2 away quickly here in the top of the 7th.
Number 9, shortstop, Joe Jimenez.
Brings up Joe Jimenez. 2 outs, nobody on. Porter bounces this one past Montgomery. One-0 pitch lined into left field, and Jimenez will get a base hit with 2 outs to be the first base runner for the Bulldogs in the top of the 7th.
Center fielder number 7, Cullen Motzinger.
Colin Motzinger comes up to the plate now. Motzinger, the right-handed batter, is 2 for 3 on the day. Jimenez improved to 4 for 5 after that base hit. Porter out of the stretch. Bounces this one to strike zone. A good job by Montgomery to block that one and recover it, as Porter a little wild here on a couple pitches, but he has a good catcher making some right plays. So Montgomery had to take off his mask to make sure he couldn't miss that ball and keep Jimenez from getting in the scoring position. Jimenez takes his lead. Porter out of the stretch sends the 1-0 and misses just downstairs. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs in the top of the 7th. Fastball finds the low outside corner for a strike. The 2-1 was in the lower half of the strike zone and then fouled off there by Motzinger, and be 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. A 12-3 lead here for TLU. It's Texas Lutheran. Had it at as high as 11 until that 2-run bottom of the 6th inning, and then the Porter pitch is high, and that time Montgomery couldn't quite react quick enough. It was a nice fastball on the speed, but in that particular case, it kind of hurt Porter, and Jimenez made it over to second on the wild pitch. And it's a full count here now for Motzinger, and we'll see how this one turns out, as it could be the end of the inning. And that pitch in the dirt, and Motzinger will take his base. Porter able to get out the first batters, Irby and Post. Jimenez able to get the liner in the left, and Motzinger there reaches on the walk. So now it brings up Docker. Runners at first and second.
Catcher, Colin Docker.
Colin Docker takes a good side before he goes into the right-handed batter box. Pitch misses high and tight. Porter's got a really good arm, but the freshman just needs to work on his command a little bit here, as he's getting his first inning of collegiate pitching. 1-0 high and tight as well, as that one goes across the face of Docker, and give him credit for not flinching. And conversation here on the mound here is Porter just needs a little bit of instruction, and I think, it's a learning experience, obviously, as he comes in trying to get instruction. You can see it on the screen right there, and just some words of encouragement for the young man. Obviously, Southwestern thrilled that they have such a strong arm and 6'5" frame to kind of develop. He's in a tough spot right now, though. Sends in the 2-0 low, and it's 3 balls, no strikes. Here to Docker. Docker 1 for 3 on the day. Fastball misses upstairs, and Docker with a good eye draws the 4-pitch walk. Bases loaded now after Porter got the first 2 outs. And now deal with the 9th hitter in the order, Caleb Maley, who's 0 for 3 on the day. 12-3 the score. No runs scored yet here in the top of the 7th. Porter sends a fastball just outside. That's a tough one to lay off of if you're Maley, and the ump must have thought it was just off the plate. 1-0. This one misses downstairs. I'd love to get the numbers on some of the advanced stats as well as the normal miles per hour for Porter. Looks like he really can throw the ball, as that one misses outside. 3-0 now the count. And he has to be careful, as he could walk in a run here if he can't find the strike zone against Maley. That one misses just upstairs, and a tight strike zone for Porter, and that walks in a run, makes it 13-3.
Number 6.
As Maley gets on
Third baseman.
because of a 4-pitch walk.
Cornman.
And brings us back up to the top of the order. Alex Kornman coming to the plate. After Jimenez scores, Motzinger moves to third, Docker to second, Maley at first now, and Kornman will take the first pitch from Porter, the first time they're seeing each other, from 60 feet 6 inches, and the pitch misses low and inside, ball 1. Finds the low inside corner as Porter records a strike there and breaks his streak of consecutive balls thrown. 1-1 pitch. Swung on. This one grounded past the third baseman as Fisher couldn't quite get into it. Coming in to score is Motzinger. Docker moves over to third, Maley to second. Kornman gets the RBI and gets to first. And the second run of the top of the 7th comes across the plate for the Bulldogs. They're up 14-3. Now at the plate, Austin Colon, as he looks at a strike from Porter. The 0-1. Kyle Porter just misses outside. Porter again off of the plate, and 2-1 now the count. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. They were recorded actually pretty quickly as Irby and Post, the 4 and 5 hitter in the order for TLU, were retired by Porter. here in his first inning of work, but hasn't been able to record an out since, obviously. And now he finds the strike here in the bottom right corner, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here, as 2 runs have come across the plate in the top of the 7th, and Porter would like it to keep it at only 2 runs and get out of the inning with this next pitch. And it's fouled off. Cologne 1 for 3. Sends this one into left field, and should be easy enough for Mims to make the squeeze, and that'll retire the side here as we head into the bottom of the 7th. It's 14-3, and the Bulldogs need to score at least 2 runs to keep this ball game going into the 8th inning. We'll be back with more on SHN Sports.
On the mound, Brandon Setliff for the Bulldogs. Up to bat now, right fielder number 9, Tad Lopkowitz.
Lopkowitz will lead things off as we have a new pitcher on the mound for the Bulldogs. Brandon Setliff, left-handed pitcher, junior, 6'4", 190 out of Sugar Land, Texas. Sends in the first pitch. A lot of movement on that curveball as it went kind of from the high inside corner to the low outside corner and just missed for ball 1. That one also missing for ball 2. Nobody on, so no harm done there. Looks like this is Setliff's first appearance on the mound. Oh, excuse me, I beg your pardon. I can't seem to find any statistics recorded so far for Setliff, as the 2-0 misses, 3 balls, no strikes. Oblitz looks at strike 1 there as he was daring Setliff to throw a strike. He does, and he'll step back up. 3-2. This one a slow roller to second, and an easy play for Irby to catch it from
Number 23.
Cologne and records the first out of the bottom of the 7th. So now Fisher comes up to the plate, 8th hitter in the order for Southwestern. Out of the stretch with nobody on, Setliff sends in the first pitch. It's slapped to short, and The out is recorded. There's the home first place umpire takes his time. Jimenez with a nice throw to Irby, and Setliff with some good fielding behind him so far has recorded 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th.
Shortstop, William Slinowitz.
William Selena-Wirtz here as the Pirates are down to their final out, potentially. They'll need to score 2 runs here in this bottom of the 7th to keep the game going, as the first pitch is a strike on the inner half of the zone. Selena-Wirtz here taking the 0-1 downstairs. Counting even up, ball and a strike. Setlifson's in the 1-1. It's tight. Two balls, 1 strike now on Selena-Wirtz. He's jammed as he sends this one down the left field third base line, foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Selena-Wirtz 0 for 2 on the day. Swing on a miss on a high fastball, and that'll be the end of the ball game as Selena-Wirtz strikes out. And the second game of our doubleheader scheduled to begin in about 30 minutes. TLU takes the first one 14-3. They scored 1 run in both the first and the second, and then they scored 6 runs in the top of the 6th. Pirates were able to answer back with 1 run in the bottom of the 4th. 6 runs in the top of the 4th, 1 run scored by the Pirates in the bottom of the 4th, and then 4 runs scored in the top of the 6th for the Bulldogs, and then 2 runs scored for the Pirates in the bottom of the 6th. Made it look like they were maybe going to extend this game, but then 2 runs to answer back scored by the Bulldogs in the top of the 7th, and that put the Pirates in a do-or-die situation. They needed to score 2 runs themselves to keep the ball game going. They were not able to, so the 10 runs after 7 rule comes into effect here, and the Bulldogs will take the first of 2 games here. They've won 2 in a row, as they also won last night in Seguin 12-7. They take this one once again 14-3, your final score. The Bulldogs defeat the Pirates. And check back on both websites for the schedules. We'll have the video link to the next game here between Southwestern and TLU. I've been Carl Schoening. Thank you guys.